Airlines often leave their own stories. One of them is the plane crash of the airline Helios Airways Flight 522. Although it has been a long time since, the incident, which is considered a ghost flight, is one of the most unfortunate tragedies in the world of aviation that occurred on August 14, 2005. A series of investigations and research was carried out shortly after the plane crashed. The nickname is a ghost flight itself cannot be separated from the condition of the plane that continues to fly even though the pilot and passengers on board have died. For more details, see the following Boombastis review. Problems on board the plane began when ground crew set the plane's pressure system to manual option to check for leaks reported before flight. As a result, the system remains left and is not switched back to automatic mode. When at a certain altitude, the aircraft alarm suddenly goes off, indicating a problem with the air regulation in the cabin. Air pressure began to drop during the 13-minute flight from Cyprus to Prague. Although the alarm sounded, the pilot of the plane, who began to feel the effects of hypoxia, then misinterpreted the warning. Unfortunately, the air control system, which is set manually by the ground crew, is also not realized by the air cabin crew. Oxygen is slowly getting depleted. When the altitude reaches 18,000 feet or 5,500 meters, oxygen masks are ejected from above, a sign that the air conditions in the cabin are thinning. At this moment, the pilot was actually still conscious and had time to communicate with the ground operations center and explain the problem. Unfortunately, the pilot eventually fainted before carrying out procedures to solve the problem on board, including passengers in the cabin. Because there was no contact with Helios Airways 522, two F-16 fighter jets from the Greek Air Force intercepted because the Boeing 737 had entered Greek airspace. The F-16 pilot was surprised to find the pilot and passengers on the plane stiff. Estimates are due to running out of oxygen and freezing in temperatures of -40 to -60 degrees Celsius. The uncontrolled plane was hovering in the skies of Greece following automatic pilot mode, carrying a group of passengers and pilots who had become corpses. In the observations of the F-16 pilots, oxygen masks were seen hanging in front of the rigid bodies. At 12:03 a.m., after nearly 3 hours of no communication, Helios Airways 522 finally crashed in a hilly area as it ran out of fuel, killing all 121 people on board. An investigation carried out by the Greek Transport Ministry blamed the crash of Helios Airways Flight 522 on 3 direct factors. The first was that the pilot failed to notice that the cabin pressure knob was in the manual position. Second, pilots do not realize that their plane has lost cabin pressure. Third, the pilot passed out due to lack of oxygen. Everything becomes a mystery that surrounds the tragedy of Helios 522.